Now that we are almost done with our project, I mean, the basics of our project, because what is actually left for us now is the building of dashboard. So we are actually done, partially done with this Power Query editor. That is the back end. It's just that as a data analyst, while you are building dashboard, you may start creating, let's say, measures, key performance indicators, or writing functions, or even creating new columns. So it means that you can actually still come back to, what I'm trying to say now is that you can always come back to this Power Query, I mean your transformation tables, to either change data types or even add more columns here, or just do one or two things. For example, the conditional columns. So when I'm saying we are almost done with the Power Query editor, I'm basically saying that you are not totally done with it. Okay, because obviously with time you may be coming back to it. So what I'll do now is I'll save this project and then load it up to our Power BI dashboard. I mean the front end where we start designing. So let's quickly go to home, and then at home click on close and apply. So you would get this message. I mean, your data set has been loaded to here, and we can see all the data here, the tables, and then even the meshed query we got here. So if you go here to this model view, you can actually see the model view of our data set. Now, the newly created column, we can see that here. We can see the newly created column, the newly created table, which is this data project. So using this data project, it's almost have, from here we can even see the relationships between the data project and every other column mean table in our data set or in our project. All right, so what I'll basically do now, if we click on this, we can see that once you click on this or hover your mouse around this, you can see that the two columns we linked here are the course ID, and then we have a course ID here. Right, now if you click on this, we have here instructor ID to instructor ID. Now, once you do that to here, course ID to course ID. So a student ID column here join with this enrollment on course ID column. So the same thing applies to here, student ID join a student ID here, right here, okay? Now, if you double click on this line, I mean any of those lines, you will see many to one relationships. So these are different cardinalities. We call these cardinalities. So many to one relationships. Now let's close this. So let's now click on this. Let's double click on this. Here we see many to one relationships. So let's double click on this. Many to one relationships. Let's click on cancel. And then let's double click on this. We can see here many to one relationships, right? So we'll click on cancel. What I'll basically do here is that I would delete this relationship so that we can manually link the relationships together. Remember that we've joined our foreign keys. We've seen the common columns that were similar or unique to each of them using the foreign, the primary keys. That's what we did in the previous class. Now we'll be creating our relationships. I mean, where the data project should have relationships with all these other data tables here. So that's basically what you do now. So what you do just now is to delete a particular relationship. So you can just click on this line, right click and click on delete. So click on yes. So we do the same for this, right click on delete. Please take note, what I mean here is that we want to build relationships so that each of these columns, I mean this particular table will be linked to all the other tables. Once I click on yes, I click, delete, and so I delete. Now there is something that we call something, I think, star relationships, whereby we have this in the middle, and then we have as a star 1, 2, 3, 4, where this will now be at the middle. So that is what we want to do now. So for the instructor ID, we have instructor ID. We'll be looking at the column here that is common here and also common here, which is instructor. So you click on instructor here, we'll double click, and then you drag it to here, instructor. And then it's telling us we have many to one relationships here. So we just click on save. We have a relationship is created for the instructor. So the same thing we do here. Each of them is common. This is courses, and also I think we have courses here. We have courses ID. All right, so we can just double click here, and then let's drag this. Okay. So let's click here, double click here. Let's drag it to courses. So one to many relationships. So we have a relationship between here and here. So the same thing is applied here. We have enrollment. So just click, double click on here. I think we also have student ID. So, well, yeah, we have student ID here. So let's just click on student ID, double click on here. Then let's find student ID here and place it here. So once many relationships. So let's click on OK. And then we have this guy remaining here. Yeah, so this is basically what I just did now, just to avoid complications. So just double tap on student ID. Student ID here, and then link it up here. So we now have one to many relationships. So now we've built our model. We can just save it. Just press Ctrl S to save your work. Ctrl S to save your work, and then go to report view. So this is going to be a report view. Now I'll be stopping the video here. We've done our relationship building. We've linked our tables together. So the next one will be specifically for building of our dashboard. Now, I know you are not from, design, may not have design background, may not understand how to place shapes, working with colors, borderline, font sizes, the different font styles, background color. Now, this is going to be a bit technical, from the design view, but that's not going to be a problem. I want you to pay close attention and watch this video the same way I am applying these steps. Make sure you do that so you don't miss out. You have to be keen to details. If I right click, you have to right click as well. If I move, you have to click and move. At any point you may get lost, just pause the video and get back to where you got lost, and then start building this project together. I really want you to perfect your design skills. I really want you to perfect your data analysis skills and even the dashboard design skills. So I'm really glad that you've taken these steps to this point, and I hope to see you in the next class.